Good afternoon. My name is Mark Rothwell. I'm wearing my director's hat for emergency management today. Yesterday, March 18th, the City of Lethbridge officially declared a state of local emergency. This decision was made in an effort to secure resources that we need locally to manage the COVID situation. It's become clear through our Emergency Coordination Center that we do require additional resources, particularly to support our vulnerable population. Declaring the state of emergency doesn't mean that this situation has changed dramatically. This is just an evolution. It's another step up in terms of our practice and our processes. This also enables us at a local level to secure facilities and other resources that we might be in need of. This will also help us better coordinate with all the other agencies that we will be working with, HS and the other local agencies like the university, college, school boards. In terms of the fire and EMS side, so I'm going to switch my hats here, back to the fire chief. We have closed our fire halls to the public. People needing any services from the fire service, they can put in a request and we'll just meet you as required. And again, I just want to emphasize this. People who have flu-like symptoms, they need to contact 811 and or follow the online reporting structure that HS has developed as you go through the assessment tool online. For all other emergency calls, we are still in business. 911 will get you there if you're having a medical emergency. I can confirm that all of our fire resources are intact and ready to respond, and we have had no decrease in our manning on the fire side of our business. For any other public inquiries regarding fire EMS, you can contact the city's 311 information. At this time, our staff are doing a fantastic job of supporting our community and responding, and again, they're trying to use all safe practices. If you do call for an ambulance, please give the operator or give the dispatcher all the information you can, especially around if you have any flu-like symptoms. So our staff, as they approach you, can make sure they've taken all the precautions necessary.
As you know, we announced yesterday that City Hall is now closed to the public until further notice. The decision to close City Hall to the public was made to ensure the health and safety of the city employees that are working here in City Hall as well as residents. Employees are continuing to work in City Hall and we're doing business as usual, and if we are still providing services and if we have some appropriate measures in place to promote social distancing. If residents need to do business, and we are urging them to access city online services rather than visiting City Hall, but if there are urgent needs to come in and meet, we're asking people to again call 311 and we can get some appointments booked for them with the required department. Also closed to the public is the Lethbridge Transit Building, the Lethbridge Visitor Center, and as mentioned by the fire chief, the Lethbridge Fire Halls have all been closed to public until further notice. Public access has also been closed to the Lethbridge Animal Shelter. Residents that can have dog license processes by phone or by email. The shelter continues to handle pet adoptions and returns by appointment only. We are continuing to develop short and long-term plans for our strategies and how we're going to continue to provide services and what are all those possibilities around the scenarios that we have with respect to this pandemic and how it evolves. We're continuing to work and to enhance our organizational capacity for employees to work from home where possible and are in the process of determining which staff are able to do that. I want to assure the community that we are continuing to monitor all of our workforce. It isn't just about City Hall. We've implemented extra cleaning strategies and we're supporting all of our employees. I think moving forward, we just need to be nimble. As we redeploy staff in the necessary areas, we're continually working on that as this changes every single day. Want to recognize that there's lots of inquiries, as Mayor Spearman mentioned. I strongly encourage people to go through 311 who can connect you to the correct services. I was chatting with our communications folks today. They're getting inundated with inquiries, and and as Mayor Spearman said, people need to be patient. But I'm going to ask that people direct those inquiries through 311 so that our communications folks can be freed up so that they can provide information out to the community. But I encourage all the community to follow our social media outlets, whether that's Facebook or Twitter or Instagram. We're keeping information updated at all times. Also, our website is a good place for the public to find information and all the connections that we will continue to provide for Alberta Health Services information as well.
The health and safety of our community remains our top priority. We are also mindful of the economic uncertainty that many in our community are facing. Per Premier Kenney's request late Wednesday afternoon about deferring electricity and natural gas payments for the next 90 days, we're examining the logistics and financial implications of doing so for all city utility bills. We're also hearing from Lethbridge residents who are worried about how they'll manage to pay their property taxes this year. We understand their concerns and are looking into options for what we can do. Any decisions in this regard would need to be approved by City Council. The Premier noted yesterday, COVID-19 infection rates are not expected to peak for another 4 to 5 weeks. The economic impact of required public health measures will be widespread and significant. Our business community in Lethbridge is already hurting. Economic Development Lethbridge has begun engaging with stakeholders about the formation of a focused YQL Economic Recovery Task Force. I expect more details on this initiative will follow in the coming days. It's essential that we find ways to support local businesses throughout this crisis and throughout the recovery that will follow. Organizations that can help contribute to the work of the task force are invited to contact Trevor Lewington at Economic Development Lethbridge. In closing, I hope that everybody in our community will remember this. Be safe, be kind, and be patient.